Hello, this is Patrick, one of the wild guys. This is my YouTube intro, and I have with me some of the wild guys. We will be canoeing and rafting rivers, lakes, and yes, even out in the Pacific Ocean, and covering bodies of water in the Northwest Territories, the Yukon, and British Columbia. Thank you for coming along with us. Well, the wild guys are back at it again. Another canoe trip in the year 2000. We're going to the Turner Lake chain, which you will find in the Tweedsmuir Provincial Park. First, we'll be traveling up Highway 97 to Williams Lake and turn west 300 kilometers to Nimpo Lake, where we have arranged for 2 aircrafts to fly us into Turner Lake, and it's a wilderness campsite that we will be camping in until our canoes arrive, which should be the following day. From there, we will take the chain of lakes and go through them all. First Turner Lake, then Cutthroat Lake, then Vista Lake, then Junker Lake, then Weegian Lake, then Kidney Lake. Then you'll come back out the same way. I'm just going to show you some random pictures of the Turner Lake chain of lakes that we have went down. But it's not just pictures of the lakes, but we went up Ptarmigan Mountain and also got a lot of views of the Monarch Mountains as well. Next, you're going to see the map of the Turner Lake chain and all lakes that we went through on this particular expedition. Okay, so we're going to be heading out on the trip now to the Turner Lake chains of lakes. So we will start the movie here right away. But first of all, we've arranged for us all to meet in Williams Lake before heading up the Chilcotin Highway. These are the 2 vehicles and the motley crew that we have heading up that way, so we should have a good time. As you travel along the Chilcotin, you're going to see a lot of deer. Also too, as you get out and into the Tweedsmuir Park, off the road and into wilderness, it's going to be a home to many of the North American animals that we have, and a great deal of moose that will migrate out of the Tweedsmuir over to the Bulkley Valley area. Well, we're going along the Fraser River. It's well known for the salmon runs and also a lot of large sturgeon.
What kind of eagles were them, Bob?
Bald eagles and golden eagles.
Oh, that's good. Okay. And this is Sheep Creek Hill, eh?
That's right.
Well, the Chilcotin is certainly known for its cattle ranching, and also a number of the First Nations have did very well in rodeos, so they're really some good cowboys. And then there's Carey Price, who's did very well as a goalie, playing for Montreal, so certainly there's some well-known people there. The Chilcotin Highway is a very good highway, so there'll be no problem in covering the 300 kilometers up to Nimpo Lake. You'll have a good ride.
Well, there's the motley crew. There's the lake. We're going to fly off that lake, heading into some other lakes. I'll drop down a little closer here, just a sec.
Nimpo Lake is often referred to as the floatplane capital of British Columbia. The Chilcotin is also known for the Gang Ranch in Alcoholic Lake, set up in 1863. For many years it was the largest ranch in North America. Between the land that was purchased from the government and the leased land for rangeland that was in Medicine Hat, Hat Creek, Cache Creek, and Kamloops, it totaled 3,800 acres. This all took place at the same time as the gold rush. Well, the first plane should be here fairly soon, so we're unloading all of the baggage, and when we say all of the baggage, again, this time we didn't learn. We got an awful lot of gear that more than what we should have, but we'll probably learn after we do some of those portages in there that it's very important that be careful on the amount of weight that you bring in. Well, this is our plane actually taxiing in after landing, and so we're going to be busy here fairly soon, loading all the stuff up for the first crew that's going to fly into Turner Lake. Then we'll be waiting for the next aircraft to come in that will be picking up the remainder of us. Well, this is the Beaver aircraft, the workhorse of the North. The second aircraft is the Cessna. That's the one that I'll be riding in. We're just taxiing out now onto the Nimpo Lake, and we'll see soon getting off the lake. We got a fairly big load. We'll be flying over the Monarch Mountains and also the Hunlen Falls. Then we'll be landing in Turner Lake.
You hear the roar? They're going. They're trying. The water's spraying. The plane's not really moving. I don't know. They'll get them up or not. I'll watch. Oh, it's grunting now. Still trying.
Well, it looks like they're going to be out of sight and around the corner before they take off. And our next aircraft is here now, so I'm going to have to go off and help them get it loaded. So the next pictures you're going to see is we're going to be hopefully up in the air, so we'll see you then. In the camera guy, I get to sit in the front seat, and I got a good view. We are now just taxiing down the lake, so you'll hear the roar here in a minute. Well, we're up in the air, so we made her. While we're flying across to Turner Lake, I want to tell you about another Chilcotin, famous one, Rick Hansen. Rick Hansen grew up in Williams Lake, and coming from a fishing trip, had an accident, an automobile accident, where he had a spinal cord injury and was paralyzed. Rick Hansen was the founder later of a foundation called the Rick Hansen Wheels in Motion. Rick has since traveled for 26 months across 34 countries and 40,000 kilometers with his wheelchair to make the world a better place for people with disabilities and to find a cure for those that are paralyzed. This is Hunlen Falls, and I actually don't have enough broad enough or a wide enough angle to pick it up all the way from the top to the bottom. It's Canada's third highest falls, 1,316 feet. Well, we're just coming in for a landing here at Turner Lake. It's a nice campsite here, and we'll be here overnight and probably taking off sometime tomorrow in our canoe. Well, you probably think there's an awful lot of people here when you see these planes, and you're not really getting away from it. But once we got out and canoeing, actually, we only seen one other couple. It's a big area, and a lot of people just come for looking. Not sure the type of glass or plexiglass in the plane. It doesn't show well with the camera. Well, there goes our airplane, and it's just going to be us and the trees and I guess the animals in the woods. So we're alone right now.
Well, we made her, boys. Well, we're pretty well all set up. Tents are up. John is doing the finishing touches on this one, right, John?
You betcha.
Okay.
We want to give a shout out to the Ministry of Parks and the Parks Branch, as well as their contractors. They do a great job in caring for our home away from home while we're out in the wilderness. We want to respect the parks and look after them. It's certainly a great place to camp while out in the wilderness. Well, it didn't take us long to get on our way over to the Hunlen Falls. Looked great from the air, and I'm sure it'll look just as great from the ground. Well, it wasn't all that far from where we have our campsite on the trail over to the Hunlen Falls. It's actually a fairly nice walk, and as you can see, we have a bridge here to walk across, and so everything worked out well for us, and we're looking forward to viewing the falls.
Well, there's the falls. They go further down though. Oh, they still go further down. Go further down, further down. Unless I get close to the edge, I won't be able to see the bottom of them. Uh-oh, there's John throwing rocks. Hi, John.
Ew, it's a long ways down.
Well, soon you're going to see Lonesome Lake. It would be good to do your research on Lonesome Lake. You will learn about the Robinson Crusoe of Lonesome Lake. That would be Ralph Edwards. Ralph built his homestead with only primitive tools in 1915 and raised a family there after that. He also is known for protecting the trumpeter swan from extinction by looking after them and feeding them, as well as to the cutthroat trout that he moved from Lonesome Lake up into Turner Lake. We seen the homestead as we flew over to Turner Lake. This is Lonesome Lake. The history of our homeland is very important. The struggle of those who were here before us is very educational. The beauty of our wilderness is priceless. Don't let it pass you by. Well, we're kind of spoiled here. You'll notice we already have a bear stash that's made for us to keep our food up so we don't attract the bears. While we're at Turner Lake, sitting in the evening out looking at the moon, and not only in the moon in the sky, but we also got a moon on the lake as well. So it's really great to be out in the wilderness and enjoying the scenery both at day and at night.
Well, she's day 2 of our year 2000 canoe trip, and I've just realized that even though the second day is well on its way, there's something we're missing. I don't see any canoes. And we've got John and Mark doing dishes, so they still got a fair amount of work to do this morning. There's Jim over there tucking things away.
Boy, am I working hard now, eh?
We thought you folks would enjoy a few shots of Pat, our cameraman. There's Pat pretending to work. Yeah, he's really helping there.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd like you folks to just take note of Pat's outfit. Pat still has a crease in those whites. He has his tie off now for the camera. He's going to demonstrate. Once he demonstrates, he's going to show us his tummy.
Oh, it's my shirt.
Oh, it's his shirt. Yeah, it's not his tummy. And his hat. That's kind of a unique hat. Or Pat wears that hat on every expedition. Yeah.
The canoes have arrived. We arranged to have our canoes delivered to us on Turner Lake. This is the contractor for the provincial parks that we're renting our canoes off on Turner Lake.
Giving Bill some instructions. I'd like Bill to listen pretty closely.
Does this do up?
Tad's been floating the boat.
Yeah, because if anything.
So we actually do have some canoes now. So it looks like we'll get on the water. A little more work done on the other side there. I'm sitting in the front of this one.
We're now crossing Turner Lake over to the other end where we'll do a portage.
Another little campsite, nice sandy ground. We got another little stint to go somewhere down there, and then we hit a little creek or something. We go down and hit the next header,
where we hope to long line through to the next lake. That would be Cutthroat Lake. Then we will be going to Vista Lake, and then portaging over to Junker Lake. And then we'll be going to Widgeon Lake. Then we'll go to the lake known as Kidney Lake. There's one other smaller lake there, but we will not be going into that one, called Sunshine Lake.
Oh, we're coming around the corner. Should we pull them in a little bit? So this is where we're heading down from. What's the name of that lake, Jim, where we're in?
We're in Turner Lake and we're going to Junker Lake.
Did you hear that? We were in Turner and now we're going to Junker down this narrow stream.
We have to get out and walk and pull after a while. We hear. We'll find out. Catch you later. Bye. Well, we were sort of wondering why, when the planes were loading up, they were looking at all our goodies and all the stuff we had to pack. Now we know. Anyways, we've got to tramp through the bush here, packing these canoes and all kinds of gear. But I think we're going to make it. So we'll catch you down the road. We probably won't be as good a health then. We'll catch you later. Here comes Mark. Hey Mark, why didn't you take a load?
Sort of give my buddy Glenn a hand.
Yeah, he has still got nothing strapped around his waist, has he? Oh, a little bit of shallow white water. We'll see how they make out. They're coming through there.
Can we paddle from here?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could if you want to. We just walked up, but
It was what?
we just walked up, but you could paddle. It's deep enough.
Okay, we gotta watch these other guys come through. Oh, they're not ready yet. Just a sec.
Jump in and paddle. I think we're gonna jump in and try and paddle up.
Yeah.
Here comes the frontiersmen. Where are they gonna? They didn't take the center deal, eh?
Oh shit, yeah.
I think it's deep enough to paddle from here, but
Just give her right through the center, you guys.
Look at the boys. Oh, Glenn. Shit. That's not Glenn.
that's Bob.
That's Bob and Brian. Where's Glenn?
If one of you fall, that'd be good for the video.
Yep. How many canoes we got? 1, 2, 3. Oh, Brian went back.
Yeah. So we got to go through this lake?
This is probably, I think, Vista.
There's Brian.
We go through Vista and then he
And
said
there's
you don't
Bob.
even have to.
There they are. Bill's going for some vittles, I think.
My panties are wet.
Okay, we're on the next leg of the portage. We're all looking forward to it. And that's our park ranger. He's checking us out right now. You make sure them guys got their license down there, eh? Okay, and there comes Jim.
Hang on a second. You must be.
Brian,
Oh, there comes another canoe.
let's move this up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd help you, but I'm sort of busy here. How you doing, John?
I love the way you get out of work. You're gonna get me
How you
one
doing,
of those.
Brian?
You haven't even got any bet?
Yeah, the guys are working pretty hard here getting that stuff up. I'd like to help them, but here comes Jim with a load of food. And here comes Mark with a load of food. And let's see, I think they should bring that whole tent, that whole boat up now. Here they come. That's pretty good.
Thank you. This is not a bad job, eh, for the summer?
No, can't complain.
No. Have you been up here before?
Well, you're soon going to see Monarch Mountain, a majestic peak that towers 11,590 feet above the sea level. It is a rugged centerpiece that presides over the ice fields bordering the southernmost edge of Tweedsmuir Park. Well, this morning we left Turner Lake and went across Turner Lake, and then we started to portage and also long line down some of the creeks that went across to the other lake. We're all loaded up, and so we got our gear and be ready to take and camp out in another area.
Well, we had 3 portages, but we're here. Tents are set up. Brian's putting a clothesline up. And Bob's putting a clothesline up. And oh, there's a tent. That's where we're going to sleep tonight. Boss is checking out the food. And there's the other tent over there. Everybody's a bit tired. Anyways, this is night number 3.
Number 2.
No, night number 3. One night in Willie's Puddle. Last night, somewhat uneventful. We had a nice trip in.
And that would be Turner Lake. And now here on Junker Lake.
We got the mountains and the lake. You can see our canoes down there on the left and the bottom. And that's the lake we'll be doing some fishing in tomorrow.
Well, I haven't had much of a wife here last couple of years.
Just had stew tonight. Ate some oranges, had some coffee. A bit tired, but we feel a lot better now that we got a full stomach. So I'll pick you up a little bit later on. Mark's telling a story right now, so we'll want to listen to that one. Okay, this is the dishwashing group. Hi, Bill.
Hey, Daddy.
And John, how's the dishwashing?
Oh, just.
You getting them shiny, are you?
It's the only way to get your hands clean.
That's all right. Well, this is the lake we're going to spend some time at. Hope to do some fishing, some relaxing, some swimming.
Well, it's getting kind of dusk out there. But before I went to bed, I thought I'd go for a walk in behind the camp. And look at there. Here's a deer feeding there. He's not very afraid of me at all. And so between the two of us, we're just walking around as he's eating his lunch before he settles down for the night. And I thought, well, this is a good chance to take some pictures. But generally, deer are a lot more afraid than this one. But he seems fairly comfortable with me around. I guess maybe he likes to get his picture taken. Well, this deer seems to have a itchy head, because you'll notice, yep, he's going to scratch his ear. That's what he's scratching. Well, it's day number 4. We're up in the morning, or at least some of us are up, but the others should be up soon. It's a beautiful day today, and Mark is opening his eyes, and now he's got the other one open too. Should be a great day for us today, so we're looking towards it. Well, this morning, earlier the lake was covered in mist, but it's now opened up and you're able to see the Monarch Mountains. They're beautiful mountains that we have. So that's our window that we have open to us this day.
A fire in the morning, that's so welcoming. So we got a nifty little fire. I guess we better get some water on there so we can get boiling. So I'm going to have to shut her down for a bit. Catch you later. Bye. There's a bear cache. I think we got a live one up there. Uh-huh. Anyways, and you'll need to notice the steel or the tin wrapped around the poles. That's so the little critters can't make it up. And the big critters too. It's coming down. I'm getting out of here. I think we've got some movement here.
Yeah.
There's something coming out. Here it is. Oh!
Emerging.
Here's Brian with a little jug. What's in the jug, Brian?
Yeah. Sliver.
Sliver.
Don't tell me yours first. And
There's not a ground.
The gull of that bird.
We're just a coffee double.
Gull. There's the gull. Swimming around.
Still at the pace of that tree plant.
Hi, Chippy. There's our little, whoop, he's chipmunk. Well, there's the dishwashers. It's cleaning things up. I was going to help him, but got to take a few movies this morning. Looks like Jim's washing, Bob's drying, and we got an inspector on both. So I got Bill inspecting Jim, and we got, looks like, Mark inspecting Bob. Just to make sure they do a good job. Anyways, there's the lake. We're going to head out on it pretty soon, and we're going to catch some fish. So I'll give you a picture of some fish here very shortly. You got 2 more guys getting ready to go out to catch a big one. That's how big it is. See his arms there spread. Oh, it's come in a bit.
That's big.
That big? Okay, that's a fish, right? Glenn's got her. Is he coming out of the water? Look at that.
He's going to jump pretty soon.
Look at that tip go.
Yeah. I'm sorry that you're running out of film here and have to save it.
Hang on to him, Glenn. Oh, missed him. I gotta get around. He's flashing behind me.
Pat's going to...
Okay, he's laying in the bottom of the boat on my life jacket. Anyways, he's gonna taste good. You did a good job there, Glenn. So you can give me a wave here. Yes, number one. Anyways, just look at the excitement on Glenn's face.
Woohoo!
Glenn, aren't you looking forward to going back to work?
Yeah, in a few years. We might lose our tickets home. I just have to stay here.
There's that fish, right over there.
Look, big.
Now, Glenn, you did fine. That is a beautiful cutthroat. Okay.
There he is.
There. Boy, this is action. Look at that thing go. This is even better than working in the office, eh, Glenn?
Oh, it's close. It's close. This might be a little better.
Boy, there's another fish. Our boat's loading up. Nice and spotted, beautiful fish. One, eh?
Yeah.
Good, and looks like another one. A nice one. Beauty. So we're going to try and see if... Oh, he's taking off on you, is he?
Yeah. Oh,
Look at that rod bend.
Lots of fight.
Wow.
Lots of fight.
Boy, that fish is putting on quite a fight. But Glenn is up to the fight. He works in Victoria.
Well, Glenn, you did fine.
Well, we
Looks good.
We did good together, Pat.
Yeah. Look at those.
It's still not 7 o'clock in the morning. We've been up for an hour. We've been out on the lake, and we've got enough fish here to put in the pan for breakfast. It's been a good day so far.
Okay, I pushed him off. He's heading out into the waves. The other lads are out there fishing.
Well, Glenn and I did very well fishing here this morning, and we've already had our breakfast of those fish. Great fish, tasted great.
Okay, you can see there's Pat. He's doing his laundry. And one thing over the years we've always said about Pat is Pat's clean. He's clean, isn't he? You'll see the little crease down there in the whites, the t-shirt. He's put it back in for a rinse. It's on the rinse cycle now. You can't get much closer to nature than that. Pat, just give us a little wave. And are they ready?
We put them on spin dry now?
Put them on spin dry. There he goes. If he doesn't fall in the lake, it'll be... There, he's ringing them out.
Okay, Mark did some hors d'oeuvres for us for pre-lunch. We've got... Hey, is this lunch? Yeah, okay, lunch. We got some apples and some cheese and some crackers, round ones in the corner. Pretty good. Looks good. Well, I guess I better tie into her now.
Well, we're going to have another meal here, and the food looks really good, and we've got a nice window out onto the lake, and also up to see the mountains and the snow that we have up there. We're eating some of the local fish here, so we're not using up as much of the food as we expected, so we're going to be having to pack it back out when we go out.
There they are. How do you like that, eh? Cooking on an open fire. And over here we got some potatoes. There's Bob. He's making us some nice dinner. Oh, the stick's going. There's the potatoes and onions. Oh, look at that, eh? Gourmet meal. Yeah. Yep. Now, if we just drop down into the fire, holy...
Well, we have roast potatoes and an open fire. Great scenery. Great friends. These are memories that will be with us forever. Leaving our urban surroundings to venture into the wilderness is a great experience. Well, another day and another meal.
Pre-lunch. It's tough sledding out here, but we're in the wilderness, but we're handling it. Anyways, that's for the second day of hors d'oeuvres. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Well, it's dinner time. Jim and Bob went out this morning and got one. Been kind of rough since then.
Sounds good. It's aged.
So I don't think I'm going to waste too much time filming, or there won't be a whole lot of food left. So I'm going to just shut her down. Catch you later. Just wanted to get it when I had a little bit of mist on the lake. We had a far better morning, but one other morning with mist, but I missed that one. So I thought I'd get up this morning. Been nice to have a canoe out there, but hi Glenn, how do you like the scenery?
It's a great place. Eh?
Yeah.
With the
Mountain up there?
I understand, Pat, that's the second highest peak in British Columbia. It's called, what's it, Marshall Mountain?
Monarch.
Monarch Mountain.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
There it is again. I'll just zoom in on it a bit.
It's 6 o'clock in the morning here, the sun's up.
Fish are biting?
Fish are biting. We've caught, I think, about 5 between the 2 canoes so far.
And we're after the big one.
And we're after the big one that we can take back to camp and show the rest how to do it.
Yeah.
It's still a little chilly on the water as the sun's just come up. You can feel the cold coming down from most glaciers, but we know it'll warm up during the day.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're just getting started, and it's been a good day so far.
Good. Okay then, Glenn, we'll shut down and go get some more big ones.
You betcha.
Oh, and now we got Mark and Bill out there just fishing underneath that mountain. We'll just bring him in a bit.
Sorry about the low volume. We should have an external mic on here because when people get a little ways away from me, the volume drops off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we met a war canoe out here. What do you think of that? Poor in that canoe. Poor old canoe is just about ready to give in.
You fellas in the center are okay. You haven't been, like, kidnapped or anything, eh?
Well, we're heading into another lake. The boys are just sorting out their stuff, what they want to take across. We're going to leave the canoes here, and we're going to venture into another lake. So we'll catch you a little bit later. Here comes a canoe. They got legs on this canoe. Was going right by me. Whew.
Come on, adventurers.
There it goes. They're heading for another lake.
Well, the trails across the portages are in pretty good shape, so it's not too bad walking along. Well, after spending some time on Kidney Lake and doing a wee bit of fishing and looking around, this is the end of our journey, and we'll start heading back. We'll be going back through 5 lakes, only in different order and reverse order. We'll be going back to Turner Lake, and from there we'll be getting ready and heading up to the Ptarmigan mountain to see what we can see up there. Well, we have a picture of a burl. A lot of times the burls on the trees don't go all the way around. This one goes all the way around. Many of you have tables made out of burls as furniture in your home. Then we have another burl, it's just a smaller burl.
Another shot of Kidney Lake. I'm just coming down into the lake now.
I forgot to take the bottle off after we changed yours.
There we go. There's Billy the boss and Bob. Just chatting about some fairly serious stuff right now.
Marvelous. Doing our best to ignore you. Yeah.
Well, I ran out of battery when I was getting Brian there. He takes a lot of juice.
Well, there is one more lake on the end of Kidney Lake. It's called Sunshine Lake, but it's very small and there's a long portage, not really meant to portage in, but there's a trail in there. We didn't go there, so now we are actually starting to portage back into Widgeon Lake. Well, we're now on Widgeon Lake, but we're going to be leaving Widgeon Lake and heading back as we've got one more tour. We want to go up the Ptarmigan Lake Trail onto Ptarmigan Mountain. So we're looking forward to that. So we're gradually working our way back. We're on Ptarmigan Lake Trail now.
Let's get Glenn in. Glenn, you're doing a fine job. Getting a bit withered coming up here, but you're doing okay.
Needs a little hydration.
Yeah, I think we better give him some water.
Well, we are on Ptarmigan Lake Trail. We're going to go up and look at the top of the mountain and see all the beauty that they have in the high location. Well, we are actually at the base of going up to the Ptarmigan Lake mountain for a tour up there. They got a bridge here. It's not the strongest bridge in the world, so what we're doing is we're just taking one at a time and going across until we're all across. Then we'll gradually work our way up to on this mountain. felt like a mountain to me anyways. It was a lot of uphill. While we're waiting for these ones to get across the bridge, I thought I would mention the Itcha Mountains. These are mountains that we're not going to on this trip, but I have been there, and I got to say, not far from here, and it's really the largest caribou herd in British Columbia. So there's a lot to see when you're in this particular area, and a lot of trails, and certainly a lot of history. We're on the Ptarmigan Lake Trail, and we're going to be heading up the mountain to Ptarmigan Lake, which is up on the top.
Snuggle up around Karen there.
Yeah.
Okay, there's the wild guys. You notice they're lagging behind. They're out of shape. I'm up front. They're taking a lead here.
Up here too, eh, Pat?
Pardon? Yeah, I'll zoom in. I'm just going to leave you guys get something a little prettier.
Yeah.
There you go.
Is that possible?
Look at that, eh? That's all over here.
Well, we're near the top of the mountain. There's still the odd peak that goes higher than where we're at, but we have some of the alpine meadows and the flowers in here. We've seen some grizzly tracks as we were coming in. You'll see snow where we're at. There's also some of the there's some lakes up here as well, and I believe there's the Ptarmigan Lake. And we're just up here looking around and seeing what we can see.
No grizzlies yet. Oh, the grizzly there. There's the boys looking over the lake down below.
In many of the mountains we've been in, we've seen lakes like this, and they're very emerald colored. This one is not as colorful as some of the others we've seen.
There's the Sherpa. Hi, Sherpa.
Before taking on some of these mountains, you want to make sure you get your exercise and get in shape ahead of time. Probably hear me breathing pretty hard, and it was quite a climb for me, but we made it.
I'm too tired to move, so I'm just sitting here by my perch. There's Mark and Billy taking a picture. Jim, I'm not sure what Jim's doing. He goes back to me.
Yeah.
Got no energy. Oh, you waved. There's Brian. He's doing what I'm doing. There's a knee. There's Billy and John.
There's Pat.
We walked uphill all the way here. And I looked behind me and we got to walk uphill going back. What's going on here? And there goes Mark looking for a billy goat. Oh, he hears one.
Well, we're having a bit of a rest before we head back down off Ptarmigan to Turner Lake, where we'll spend the night. Well, we're back down off the mountain on Turner Lake, and we've got to rest and come back to life again. And today is the day that the plane's going to be coming back in to pick us up, to take us back out to Nimpo Lake. So just going to be a little while later on today, and the planes will be coming up. So we'll be getting everything all packed up and having our last look around at what we're going to leave here. Well, in a few minutes you're going to see the plane coming back in to pick up the first load, and then we'll have another plane later. Well, the first guys are on their way out with their luggage and whatever they had that they brought in with. And soon the other plane is going to be coming back in, another plane, and they will be picking us up. So we'll be going out, and we're going to be landing at Nimpo Lake. That's where our vehicles are waiting for us, and then we'll be heading down the Shokotan and heading back to our home. And it'll mean another trip has been completed and been very successful, and we're really pleased with the journey that we had. Well, the next thing you're going to know is the second plane will be picked up and the rest of us will be gone. This is being Lonesome Lake that you'll be seeing here now. There it is right there. Well, what you see now is Lonesome Lake, And when you see Lonesome Lake, you can't help but think of Robinson Crusoe, or is known Ralph Edwards, who had his homestead down there. It was great to see some of the original buildings as we flew over the homestead. We are told a forest fire has now destroyed them. Nice to have seen from the air them before they were destroyed. Even if it's only by air that we've seen the homestead, it is nice to have seen it. Plus you will hear about the near extinction of the trumpeter swan, but how Ralph Edwards and his family were able to bring them back to quite a number of swans in that area. We're now landing on Nimpo Lake, where our journey started from. Thanks for coming along with us.
Well, the year 2000 Wild Guys expedition coming to a conclusion. We landed safely back in Nimpo Lodge. So we'll see you guys next year, eh?
The next trip that we were going to be on will be in 2001. It is the Nations Lake. This was also really an enjoyable lake to go on. If you ever get a chance to go down the Nations Lake, you'll really enjoy it. So look forward to seeing you then with the Wild Guys that you have here. This is a print of the Nations Lake. There's a lot more of them, and also the rivers that go between them. We had a moose that come right into our camp, and a number of caribou that come through in the evening when we were sleeping. Great place.